Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to Duality 7X. I'm your host Shiraz. We got a lot to talk about, guys. We got a lot to talk about, and it's about the notorious one, Conor McGregor. Guys, the world of combat sports couldn't get any more crazier with the recent release where Conor McGregor apparently is coming back. I'm going to talk about release. This is the news, the statement that Dana White had put out here not too long ago. But honestly, there could be a fight between him and Max Holloway. This will most likely be one of the biggest comeback stories in quite some time because the moment Dana White chose to announce Conor McGregor's return versus Max Holloway, part 2, mind you. Once you find out how this was done, it'll tell you everything you want to know about how heated, how much drama is surrounding the world of combat sports, especially MMA and now the UFC. And trust me, once we break down the timing, the politics, the rivalry, with MVP Promotions, MMA, and the UFC may actually feel like there's a lot of pressure for the first time in years, and pressure that they're most likely feeling. But the whole story is going to be situated around the Notorious One's comeback, and it is going to be absolutely crazy. People are talking about this left, right, center, and it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. But I mean, already the drama that's already started to ensue is causing a lot more chaos than it should. But I'll tell you what this actually means for the business, what this means for the fighters, what this means for the promoters and everyone who's got an invested interest, including you and I, fans, and what this means for all of us. So let's get into this, guys. I kind of want to talk about this. I want to get this off my chest because Conor McGregor is officially a UFC fighter, and he's booked to square off against Max Holloway in UFC 329. I mean, he's been away from the scene for quite some time. I mean, the last time you saw Conor McGregor inside the octagon was back in 2021 against Dustin Poirier, where he suffered that brutal leg break, and that completely changed the dynamics of his, career. And yeah, a lot has happened since then, guys. I mean, since then, Conor McGregor is 37 years old. He's had injuries, a lot of controversies, layoffs, business ventures. I mean, he's constantly under scrutiny for something. And there's been a lot of talks about him potentially returning. The UFC now is throwing him directly into a rematch against probably one of the greatest featherweights of all time, Max Holloway. I've been saying it for a long time. I think this is an absolutely risky fight for the Notorious One to take, because Max Holloway is not just an average fighter, okay? I mean, you don't want to just put Conor McGregor against some random comeback opponent either. But I mean, if you're looking for a full circle fight, this could be it, right? Because I mean, back in 2013 in August, Conor McGregor defeated Max Holloway then by unanimous decision. We're talking about 13 years ago, guys. And I mean, yeah, Conor McGregor landed around 53 strikes to Holloway, compared to Holloway's 23 that night. And at that time, Holloway was still young. He was still developing. He was still in his infancy when it came to his career. Conor McGregor, however, was on the upside of his career, a rising superstar within the ranks of the UFC. And now, I mean, over a decade, I mean, we're talking about 13 years later, the roles kind of feel somewhat different because Max Holloway has really developed since the last time he squared off against Conor McGregor. And look, yes, Conor McGregor did disappear, okay? He disappeared from the sport for many years, and a lot of people are going to argue this because Holloway kept evolving. He kept evolving and becoming a better fighter over time, becoming one of the all-time greats in the UFC. And I mean, now he's known for his significant strikes. He's landed over close to 3,700 significant strikes. He's landed about close to 4,000 total strikes landed, and the most octagon fight time ever at 8 hours, 52 minutes, and 43 seconds for all you math nerds. That is insane longevity. That is insane stats. I mean, those stats, they're absolutely crazy, guys. So look, this Conor McGregor has been talking about wanting to run for the president of Ireland. He's been involved in controversies, and he's been in and out of a courtroom. He started a lot of businesses. I mean, a lot of people are focused on the nostalgia of Conor McGregor returning. I get it. But from a pure fighting perspective, this could be one of the biggest, riskiest fights for Conor McGregor. Holloway might actually be one of the worst possible opponents for someone coming off a massive layoff like Conor McGregor is, right? Because Holloway is a volume striker. He wears and tears you over time. He gets you into the ring and he breaks you down, round by round. I mean, he likes to weaponize his pace. He's got that pressure, but it's very calculated, very strategic, and he doesn't go balls to the wall, okay? He relies heavily on his cardio, his stamina, accumulation. He likes to score a lot of points. Look, I mean, the stats say that historically, fighters returning after years away usually struggle against opponents who force nonstop pressure. This is going to be nonstop pressure. Not only nonstop pressure, but that output, that movement. Conor McGregor is going to have to contend with that. I mean, for the first 30 seconds, 1 minute, he might look fine. But I mean, in today's world of combat sports, in today's world of MMA, I mean, it could be a different story, right? Because look, McGregor did sign up probably for probably one of the most dangerous fights of his return. Okay, I mean, Max Holloway is no easy task. All right, even despite the layoff, he's a crazy fighter, and a lot of people are a little worried because I mean they're thinking that Conor McGregor was going to ease back into the UFC, kind of getting his footwork and movement and everything, but no. We don't even know what version of Conor McGregor is going to step into that octagon against Max Holloway. I mean, that's the mystery behind selling this entire fight. And I mean, is this still the same sharp, precise, confident striker who became one of UFC's first two-division champion? I don't know. I mean, the guy who predicted knockouts like a movie villain, I don't know if we're going to get that same dude. I don't know if we're going to get that same guy. I mean, we don't know what version of Conor McGregor is going to be stepping into that octagon. But what I can tell you is this man has completely changed and revolutionized fighter pay leverage. He's got a lot of hype behind him. He revolutionized how marketing looks in the UFC. But I mean, all that aside, are we looking at a fighter trying to relive that moment that may actually have died in the past? Because like I said, I mean, if you really want to talk nuts and bolts, you got to look at the current state of MMA and combat sports, and it looks a lot different. The landscape looks a lot different than it ever has before. And so for Conor McGregor, it's like he's going to be coming back from time into a new era. But the announcement itself sparked a lot of controversy, and this is kind of what I wanted to get into because, I mean, the world of combat sports is beside itself because Dana White revealed that Conor McGregor versus Holloway was going to happen at the exact moment Francis Ngannou, former UFC champion, was making his walkout during MVP MMA's debut event this Saturday against his fight against Philip Lins. And didn't happen before, while he was in the change room. It didn't happen after, while they were fighting. This happened during the walkout. This is absolutely insane. And you could just see people pulling up their phones and watching it. The timing, honestly, felt very awkward, but it was strategic. Dana White was trying to make a statement. especially considering that Dana White and Francis Ngannou have had a bitter relationship ever since Ngannou left the UFC back in 2023, and even put his hands on Dana White, which makes it all the adds to, I guess, fuel to the fire. But I mean, Jake Paul was one of the first guys to notice it immediately. Backstage, Paul reacted by saying, "Oh, the cokehead is back. The cokehead is back. Nice, yeah, that's cool, bro. That's cool." These are the things that Jake Paul was saying. He was pissed. He was very pissed, and then he accused the UFC of trying to hijack attention away from his event. Look, this was MVP's first MMA event. I think it was a great card. It went very, very well. But I mean, yeah, uh, Jake Paul said that, look, you drop it during the event, doesn't matter. That just shows how pressed they are. I mean, little insecure boys trying to piggyback off of our event. Yeah, so Jake Paul wasn't happy. Nikisa Bedarian wasn't happy. A lot of people weren't happy. But whether you like Jake Paul or not is completely irrelevant. This is why the story is gaining so much traction, because it's starting to become really interesting, right? I mean, if you're following the drama, if you're following what's going on with these guys, I mean, it's absolutely intense. I mean, these guys, I mean, for years, the UFC operated without any real competition in the world of MMA. Sure, Bellator is there, PFL. I mean, Bellator never really even threatened them. Everyone knew that it was just there as another alternate organization, but it was never competition. PFL struggled to actually break out. One championship is, built its own lane internationally, and they do very, very well. But again, never a serious threat to the UFC. But now, you've got influencer-driven combat sports promotions generating real numbers, real hype, real drive, real attention, real headlines, and real crossover audiences. And all that is playing into not only the UFC, but it's also playing into Jake Paul's MMA and MVP MMA. And look, the UFC understands what's going on. They capitalize on this attention. They like what's going on, but at the same time, they want a bigger piece of the pie. They want more control of the narrative. And so this is why that announcement timing was so strategic. I mean, it wasn't random, it was calculated, right? It was done in a very meticulous fashion to create some noise. And noise, he created a lot of noise. But I mean, people did talk about it, but at the end of the day, financially, the UFC is still the strongest, right? I mean, their structure, the way they've been able to monopolize combat sports or MMA attention has been there for many, many years, but there could be a hint of a little bit of a crack. And honestly, look, Ronda Rousey might have said one of the most important things during that night. Again, as you know, Ronda Rousey was headlining against Gina Carano, but she even referred to the whole announcement as catty, and then she added something a lot deeper right after that. She said that the UFC doing this during MVP's MMA debut actually proves they view MVP as a legitimate threat. And I could see that because meanwhile, while the MVP MMA event was going on, you had UFC Fight Night with Allen versus Costa. So I mean, clearly more people were tuning into the MVP event, right? But look, the UFC is a powerhouse. It's a global brand. And when Ronda Rousey speaks, I mean, she helped contribute to their success. She was a pioneer, a trailblazer in the women's division, and when she speaks, people listen. I mean, she submitted Gina Carano in 17 seconds by an armbar. This is a performance that immediately reminded fans of her dominant early UFC run when she was steamrolling over opponents left, right, and center through entire divisions. I mean, so the whole night turned into this weird collision of old school MMA legends, like, new promotional wars. I mean, and everyone's just trying to battle for combat sports supremacy and relevance. It was funny. You see Kamaru Usman and Rampage Jackson. Arman Sarukian was there. And look, John Jones was there, and sitting right at the center of all of this, guys, watching all of this unfold before their eyes is Conor McGregor. Again, Conor McGregor. And that's the crazy part. No, Conor McGregor was not at this event, but I'm pretty sure he was watching. And the crazy part about all of this is everyone pays attention to Conor McGregor, man. His star power is second to none. And even after years away of inactivity, controversies, uncertainty, he still controls the narrative. He still controls the headlines better than almost anyone in combat sports history. That's what I refer to as influence. That's what I refer to as leverage. That is why the UFC has been protecting Conor McGregor for many, many years now. All right? Conor McGregor is an integral part of the UFC's fabric, their success, and believe me, his comeback is very, very important to the UFC. Also very important from a financial perspective, because if Conor McGregor wins, the UFC instantly regains probably one of the biggest money-making machines the sport has ever seen. And yes, Conor McGregor is a machine. He is a money-making machine. But if he loses, and if he loses badly to Max Holloway, then it'll symbolize the official end of the McGregor era. But it could potentially hurt his legacy as well, too. Look, make no mistakes about it, guys. Max Holloway is a legit pound for pound one of the greats in the industry, and he has the ability to dethrone Conor McGregor and send him back packing to Ireland. And there's another layer that's kind of surfacing in all this, guys. There's a whole wrestling aspect of it. I mean, everybody remembers that Conor, as the sniper striker, right, with his precision timing, his footwork, his know-how, his octagon IQ. I mean, he always had this famous quote that precision beats power and timing beats speed. But, everyone's going to want to see what version of McGregor are we going to get, because in his first fight, McGregor actually landed 4 of his 5 UFC takedowns against Holloway. And those are some pretty big numbers. I mean, that's really important, because fans obviously are gonna boast about that. If Conor's movement and cardio are up there, he's gonna do well. If they're not, it doesn't necessarily have to be at the same level that it was 13 years ago. But honestly, if his cardio and timing, and if his cardio and stamina is not there, then he's going to lose control of the fight. He's going to lose that calculated pacing that he's been accustomed to having exhibited many times before in the octagon in previous fights. If that's not there, he's in big, big trouble. And fighting a forward pressure guy like Max Holloway is really going to test him. But regardless of whoever wins this fight, honestly, guys, I think this fight is going to represent something bigger than just rankings itself. I think it's going to. It already, in my opinion, represents nostalgia versus the whole evolution of things that's happened thus far in the MMA, because the old MMA superstardom versus is now taking on the new modern version of MMA, right? And the UFC is defending its throne while new promoters are trying to take a piece of the pie. They're trying to take some of that market share away, and they're trying to create a lot of hype and attention while doing so. and the UFC has definitely taken notice of all this, and it shows. It really shows the evolution of the sport. It shows how quickly and how fast growing the world of MMA is right now, because it looks like the UFC might be heading into a battle against MVP MMA. And I mean, when you get like weird, random, like, well, I'm not going to even say random, but these kind of announcements that just happen out of nowhere, these social media narratives, and then you've got all these different crossover stars who are out there constantly 24/7 spewing all this stuff all over social media. Guys, the fight sells itself. You don't need actual fighters to go out and having to do pressers 24/7 to try to sell seats anymore, because it's already selling itself, right? And now that Conor McGregor is back, the entire world of combat sports, including the MMA, the UFC, including various other fighters within MMA, they're going to be watching him like a hawk, and it's going to be absolutely interesting, guys. So I want to know from you guys: are you guys excited about this? Are you excited about Conor McGregor returning? How do you think he's going to fare against Max Holloway? Do you think he has a chance? Put your thoughts and comments below, guys. I read everything. I'll respond as well too. And yeah, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys had a chance to check out my live streams that I did this past weekend. It was a lot of fun. Did one yesterday. Did one the day before that. But now I think we're going to start to incorporate some of our live events moving forward, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for sticking around, guys. Hit the smash a like and subscribe. Hit the notifications so you guys never miss a beat. If you guys want to support our channel, you can definitely subscribe. There's membership tiers, whichever tier is comfortable for you, of course. And yeah, you know, there's you can join our live streams. That's another way to support. You can share this video and even hype it up as well too. But nonetheless, I love doing what I do. I love getting the opportunity to talk to you about this kind of stuff. So thanks again for sticking around. The pleasure is all mine. And as usual, guys, you know what I'm going to say. I look forward to catching you guys in tomorrow's video. Don't forget to watch one of these two videos in the meantime. Have a great day.